Welcome back, everybody, to the Jacksonville Jaguars franchise, where starting the series with back-to-back overtime losses should have been something I saw coming. We are going to get further into the 2025 season today, and we have some changes that I think we need to make. One of the first moves that I think needs to happen in this rebuild is trading away Evan Ingram, who has only caught 3 passes in the first 2 games of the year anyway, but is also in the last year of his contract. Now, finding a team that can take on $19.8 million is a really big challenge. And the team I wanted to send him to can't absorb all of that money. Okay, maybe I found a better fit. The Washington Commanders do have tight end listed as their number 2 need. And you want to put as many weapons around a good young quarterback as you can. They have a need for another pass catcher in Washington. Yeah, we'll go to Super Earth later on, but right now I think I want to trade Evan Ingram to the Washington Commanders. And the way I tend to do these trades is just whatever I think is fair. You know, it's not the most scientific approach to it, but an expiring contract, but a great player. You know, throwing in the 5 there in a swap to get an extra 3rd round pick. For me, that is at least in the neighborhood of reasonable. But that is going to open up all the opportunities now for rookie Curtis Easley. And as a 23-year-old rookie, he needs as many catches and snaps as he can handle this year. So the most important thing here in Season 1 is how these initial rookies develop. We have 3 guys with great ceilings, plus 4 route running there on medium is really nice. And Easley has not yet caught an NFL pass. We're going to change that today. He was on the practice squad. We'll elevate Jawan Briggs now, and he's close to an upgrade, so could hit 70 overall, and at least that protects him from getting signed onto somebody else's roster. This was a move I intended to make back when we acquired Tuipulotu in the first place, but especially in those first 2 games, we did not see much pass rush from the interior. I think Trayvon Walker can play that role really well, and that gets our best 3 pass rushers on the field then, if he can hold up at defensive tackle more often. And I don't believe I broke down all the scouts in the last episode, but this year we're focused on the trenches after an offseason of not really addressing it. Safety is also a concern. I don't think we have future above-average starters on the team right now. We don't have much information to go off of yet. We're starting to get some archetypes, and do see that there's an A awareness grade here on Bernard Wooden, a day 3 tackle prospect. So we'll check in on the draft when there is more to break down. And hopefully it's not too far away, because I want these seasons to go by faster than my recent series have been. More upgrades. Here is one for Tank Bigsby. Let's go power back this time. +1 awareness, carrying, and trucking. Travis Etienne has handled most of the carries this year, and he's another player whose contract is up at the end of the year. There are a lot of key players here for Jacksonville in 2025 that might not really fit into a long-term plan with this team. Etienne at 26, Christian Kirk at 28 is interested in a return. And then Devin Duvernay, Will Hernandez was just a 1-year solution for us there. Not a ton of starters overall, but guys who have had some key roles on offense at least. But we'll see what the team looks like when the trade deadline comes around in Week 8. For now, we're still hoping to get that first win. We got the Chargers up next. We're coming off a game in which we blew a 24-7 lead in the second half. This week, we're saying, you know what, you can't blow a lead if you don't have one. The Chargers take a lead on us here in the 3rd quarter on a Josh Palmer touchdown. We put together one of our best drives of the game, capping it off with an Eli Arrington touchdown. We're in the 4th quarter. It is crunch time. Amari Cooper is now a Charger, just caught a 25-yarder. And tight end Curtis Easley makes a catch, and we'll jump into some gameplay. We didn't see this team make plays at the end of games in the first 2 weeks. The defense was getting shredded late, and Trevor Lawrence did not hit the big throws. He had an interception and a key misthrow in that previous game as Brian Thomas just inexplicably drops the ball. We hit the fourth quarter and the Jaguars take a cat nap, it seems. Lawrence is going to scramble but not get the first down as we give it back to Los Angeles. It's a good play in the backfield, and we've clearly played the run well in this game. That's Daquan Jones, as J.K. Dobbins doesn't even have 3 yards an attempt. But Herbert, play action, in trouble, and taken down by Trayvon Walker. 3rd down and 20. Just got to make a stop here, and it's intercepted. That one's going back, and taken out inside the 10 is Tyson Campbell. And the Jaguars have given themselves a great chance to take a late lead. That's Curtis Easley, number 84, in motion, with Lawrence throwing to Thomas at the 1. Empty for Trevor, spread out the defense and find the rookie. It's Curtis Easley and his first career touchdown. So Justin Herbert, he's got 3 picks on the day, trying to bring the Chargers back, and that is shy of a first down. Herbert gonna go downfield this time, and it's a great grab made by Amari Cooper. Herbert on 2nd down, hits Josh Palmer inside the 30. 27 yards away, Herbert. Wide open. That's going to go for the Charger touchdown. It's J.K. Dobbins. And again, the defense gives up a late touchdown. Yeah, they just ran 4 verts and had a one-on-one ISO underneath. J.K. Dobbins wins. Lawrence has had himself a great game, but all of that is going to be forgotten if he can't make plays to get us the first victory. 50 seconds now, and a dangerous pass gets knocked down. Can we give Cam Little a chance? Why is Tui Pelotu over there watching the kicker? 3rd and 6. Going deep, and no, Thomas! That's supposed to be his game. Go deep, make the game-changing play. Chargers might be content just taking this to overtime. They ran it with Dobbins, but then they used a timeout. 3rd and 2, Chargers. Pressure on Herbert. Dumps to Dobbins. Not known for making plays as a pass catcher. Come on, defense. Not like this, guys. The pass is given up to Ladd McConkey. And, okay, they don't spike it. They're out of timeouts. Herbert has to make a play. And very odd decision. For the 3rd consecutive week to start the year, we've got overtime in the Jags franchise. Yeah, that's something we see a lot in slow sim. There are obviously bad game management decisions. One thing that's nice in these series is at least it's an even playing field. And the Chargers are getting the ball first. There is no chance a team has ever lost 3 consecutive games all in overtime to start a season, or 3 straight games all in overtime, period. On the slant, it's caught by Cooper. Out of trouble is Herbert, running it for the first and a whole lot more inside the 25. Not like this, man. If we force a field goal, we will have a chance. All right, defense, here's your chance. 3rd down and 9. That's Amari Cooper in motion. Setting up the screen. There's room, but not enough for the first down. Cameron Dicker, the kicker. 36-yard try for a Charger lead. And the kick is good. Travis Etienne to the outside. He's got space. To the 39 with a good burst. These overtime periods, though, are a lot shorter. So you really only have time for 2 possessions anyway. Etienne is going to get taken down, but I could see the clock becoming a factor here as we approach the 3-minute mark in OT. 3 straight runs. And now it's going to be on Trevor. 2 exciting rookies out there, an exciting player in Brian Thomas. Someone's got to step up here. Lawrence, caught! Coming back easily, a yard shy of the sticks. And now this play will determine if we play on or not. That's Tank Bigsby in the backfield. We give it to Tank, and he doesn't get it! And the Chargers hand us a 3rd consecutive overtime loss. Come on, man. I have never seen that before. We have never started a series quite like this one with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm looking for someone to blame here, but it's really just a great play here by Deion Henley. No one's going to get to him. Will Hernandez is pulling, but Hernandez isn't really a great athlete to make these tough pulls. So it's just one-on-one then with Bigsby, and all Henley has to do is slow him down. So plays like that are why teams really want to get athletic linemen. I tend to go for more power-oriented linemen because I think watching guards get steamrolled is agonizing to watch. But that's what power guards are not good at, usually. Justin Herbert, 3 interceptions in a victory. We protected the football. We ran the ball better than they did. I mean, we did most of the things you got to do to get a win. Outside of the whole scoring more points than the opposition. We even dominated time of possession. If that's even tracked correctly, I have a feeling that it's not at all. I don't think Trevor has played poorly in these 3 games. We boost his awareness again. If morale wasn't so bad, it would be a 68. But the early scenario issues along with the losses, I mean, that's part of it here. Like losing, cheering for draft position in week 3. Not what we want, actually. We want morale to be in a good spot so these guys actually play better and develop. I already drafted good rookies. I want them to do well, not the hypothetical picks next year. That's not my main concern right now. JD Short gets an upgrade. Thankfully getting a temporary boost to counter some of that morale. Brian Thomas Jr., 82 catching, 79 catching traffic. With his speed, he shouldn't have to rely on catching traffic, but you want it a little bit higher. Mid-80s for like a guy getting 100+ targets a year is what I want. And it doesn't upgrade in this case. Just route running, catching, and release. We'll continue to work on the catching traffic when we can. We're sitting here at 3-0, and the Patriots are enjoying a 3-0 start because their defense is on track. Their offense really isn't. They score 19 points a game, but only allow 16. Meanwhile, that league bottom pass defense is still toward the league bottom for Jacksonville. And now we gotta face the media. Let's talk about Trevor Lawrence and how he's played up to this point. I just talked about him. I think Lawrence has done a pretty good job. This is like a pop quiz, though. I think his completion percentage is pretty good. Hasn't been, like, terrible or anything. I'm not sure I agree. His stats... Okay. We're done here. Great news. Morale has dropped even further. This new era in Jacksonville is off to a great start, as you can tell. I mean, he has a 68% completion percentage. That is league average. That's fine. I'm guessing yards per attempt was like the correct answer. He's second in that department. He's also not turning the football over much. Maybe I could have gone there. Hey, we won something. It's not a game, but an award, actually. Tyson Campbell, 2 interceptions in that game. I forgot to even break down the stats. I was too distraught over the 3rd consecutive overtime loss. But Eli Arrington had himself a 2-touchdown game, while Curtis Easley caught 7 passes for 46 and his first NFL touchdown. We are still waiting on the first interception for J.D. Short. Lewickin and Campbell picked off passes in this game. I do plan on simulating through some games quicker, but at this point, I just have to see if the whole overtime thing continues. So the Patriots offense hasn't really been that great, and that trend continues in this game. I was going to get even more worried. I mean, I'm already not thinking it's a great team, but if we gave up a big day to the Patriot offense, that's just even more fuel to the fire. But this is looking more like we have the game in hand. Trayvon Walker sacks Drake May, and the Patriots in 4-down territory here, I assume, will not get any points. So that is our first win of the season, 21-3 over the Patriots. I'm not too surprised that this was the win. Very low pass yardage for both quarterbacks in this game. We ran it 20 times with ETN for 78 and a touchdown. I think we should get Bigsby a few more carries, and I have kind of one method I like to do that. Demario Douglas had 8 catches, but no major standouts. I mean, Brian Thomas, 16 yards on 2 catches. Arrington only had 2 grabs, same for Easley. 2-sack game, though, for Trayvon Walker. That gives him 3 already in the episode, plus a pick for Christian Fulton. Upgrading Eli Arrington, the rookie receiver. We go slot to focus on route running and still get some spin and juke, which is kind of like doing a playmaker upgrade anyway. 81 juke, 81 break tackle, and 80 spin. I do think we should try to take those ratings up a good level. I don't think I've really ever developed a receiver in these series that is actually that yak monster. Eli Arrington could be that guy. We suffered an injury in that game, though, and it is to starting center Mitch Morse. We're already down 2 linemen, but Cleveland should return after one more game. We don't have great starters, so don't have high expectations for the backups in that case, as Luke Fortner will take over at center. So we're going to increase the workload then for Tank Bigsby, and this is going to give us kind of a demo of all right, if we move off of ETN, here's what Bigsby can do in the meantime. If I wanted ETN to return, I think he has enough interest to get it done. And the deal would be around $7 million a year. But regression for running back shows up, I believe, age 27. So I would think maybe in a year's time, he and Tank have almost identical overall ratings. ETN does have superstar, though, so maybe he regresses a little slower than other running backs, but also might lose superstar if he doesn't have good production. I'd say so far he's doing fine. Christian Kirk is definitely somebody I want to look at trading, as we have 3 young pass catchers that need the football, and that's how they're going to develop. So I'm going to put Kirk on the block and see at least what teams are willing to offer us. Maybe I skipped the press conference this week. They haven't been going well. Now we take on the 3-1 Arizona Cardinals, who have a really good running game and a really good pass defense. A bit of a surprise as we win now back-to-back games. 31-17, 3 scores and 2 interceptions from Trevor Lawrence. High completion percentage, high yards per attempt. And Tank Bigsby gets 55 yards on 18 carries. A bit inefficient, and that's to be expected behind this offensive line. Trey McBride, 7 grabs, 99. A good day again for Eli Arrington, multiple touchdowns again. So I think he's got to have a strong leg up on Rookie of the Year just based on the touchdown count. But there could be rookie quarterbacks. I know the Raiders have one, and beating out a quarterback for Rookie of the Year is not easy. We are going to get Ezra Cleveland back, so at least our running game should get a boost from his return. We're continuing to upgrade Power Rusher for Trayvon Walker, getting +1, but also some finesse this time around. I wanted to see at least 8 sacks from him this year, and so far he has 3. And this upgrade should make Tyson Campbell the highest rated player in the secondary then, +2 man and +2 zone. Winning back-to-back games, I think, could be helping fix morale. Not entirely, but it's not affecting every player, and it is improving. So in the case of Tank Bigsby here, a -2 effect for him, still sitting at 37. Takes a lot more to improve it. Sometimes the best way to fix morale is to have a good scenario play out, but I'm afraid to click on these now. In the AFC South, the Colts have jumped out as the top team so far. It's the Texans who are only 1-4, and that's who we're going to face in our next game. I want to see what type of shape we're in going into the deadline. We played 2 more games. Well, Houston didn't have any issues scoring on their opening possession. And we have no issue responding. Another score for the rookie Arrington. Then it's an interception for Darnell Savage in a short field that will be setting up a field goal. Houston retakes the lead on a Dalton Schultz touchdown. And it's looking like a much higher scoring game as Bigsby finds the end zone. Curtis Easley scores, and it's a 24-21 game. These teams have just been driving down the field back and forth. So how about we see some of this action then? Jacksonville's looking for a 3rd straight win to turn this season around. And Trevor Lawrence will hit Christian Kirk in the middle of the field. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions in this game for Trevor. With ETN in the game, the pass is caught by Brian Thomas, and he is off to the races. 3rd touchdown pass for Trevor Lawrence. And there was no one close to him. Jacksonville with the upper hand late. I thought Mixon was about to break one there, as again, our run defense has been clamping down. Just around 2 yards an attempt. The only thing different is Trayvon Walker playing more inside. That's pressure on Stroud, and good catch. Stroud 3rd and 5. Hits Stephon Diggs for the 1st. Now Texans met with 3rd down and 12. Have to get across midfield, and Stroud is in trouble and taken down. What a difference Trayvon Walker is making. He gets his 2nd sack. Getting more points could put this game away. Christian Kirk having a big day, as we're close to our 3rd consecutive win. We'll have to take a field goal try, but go up 10. Now or never for Houston, and they're able to drive all the way downfield. They get a Joe Mixon touchdown, leaving 2 minutes on the clock. Tank Bigsby already got 7 yards on 1st down. Can we run the clock out here? Bigsby will have the 1st down. Only 1 timeout left for Houston. It's a run. ETN this time. And he's very close to the marker. Just about clinching the game. 3 straight losses. And so close to 3 straight wins. How do you do that? Holding on 2nd and inches. We can almost run the clock out completely. Houston has no timeouts left. And that's Bigsby getting a couple. Oh, an injury timeout? You gotta be kidding me. There's no way we just had a holding call and then Walker Little gets hurt. Don't do this to us, Madden. Trevor, win the game, please. Thomas ends this game. It will be a 3rd straight Jags win, despite our best efforts of losing another one. By now, I understand that asking the Jaguars to be a normal team is simply too much to ask. But we have turned this season around. At 3-3, we could go anywhere from here. So what kind of a year is this first season going to be? With an 0-3 start, it looked like it was heading in one direction. Now, Lawrence is continuing to play well. 3 more touchdowns in this game. We score a big division win. We've won 3 consecutive. So we know our record isn't going to be awful going into the trade deadline. And regardless, we're definitely not buyers. Not in the position to be giving up picks and trying to make those kinds of moves. But it's kind of an issue of, do you stand pat or still end up trading away players? Let's upgrade Anton Harrison and move on to the next week. And we're actually going to have his 5th-year option decision coming up. And just with his rating where it is, being that low, not going to look at picking it up. And yes, that run defense has gotten much better. It's now a top 10 rush defense. Carolina, meanwhile, has really seen their defense turn around this season. We're still behind Tennessee and Indianapolis, and we'll see if we can beat the 4-2 Carolina Panthers. And I'm spending the coach points now on just trying to afford discounted talents for our coordinators. I should have done that probably at the beginning, but at least I had some initial things unlocked. And we're going with the defensive emphasis, of course, because Nate Bell used to be a cornerback. Can he keep this up? 15 touchdowns, 4 interceptions for Trevor Lawrence. And one thing, not saying he's on track to doing this, but if he were to, say, upgrade his development from star to superstar, then I think he becomes a player you keep around. If it stays a star, then you got to make the decision. Are you getting enough for the cap hit? So we'll watch a bit more of this one. It's a big Thursday night game. Jaguars and the Panthers, with Tank Bigsby getting nothing. Bigsby up the middle, and there is space. Thought if he cut to the right of Easley there, he might still be going. Lawrence, first throw, and it goes outside for a big gain inside the Carolina 40. And that is tight end Taysom Hill. Panther fans familiar with his game. Kind of forgot I had signed him there for a little bit. Here comes Christian Kirk in motion on first down, and he gets it! Just snuck the pass in there. Part of me watching more of this game here is kind of getting an evaluation of like, okay, do we look like a playoff team right now? Caught by Arrington inside the 5. 2nd and goal. That is a Tank Bigsby touchdown. Capping off an excellent opening possession. With the offense playing like that, this could definitely be a team that stays in that playoff hunt. And now let's see the defense that has improved against the run. But Bryce Young is going to open with a shot downfield. Caught by Xavier Legette at the 50-yard line. Sorry, I always forget it's Xavier Legette. Legette makes the catch. Bryce Young turning things around. A far cry from where he opened 2024. Wide open. Might be some things to work on still in the secondary. Legette the motion man on 2nd down as they go across the middle for Chuba Hubbard. This game definitely features way more pre-snap motion than any Madden I've really seen. 2nd and 10. That's a touch throw to the sideline. DJ Chark. Young's pass is knocked away by Devin Lloyd. Great play. Oh, I like this. Anthony Richardson at the top, though. Wow. If he ends up developing well in this franchise, I think it does definitely, it has a big impact because the first order of business is always to win your division. And if Anthony Richardson becomes like a high-level quarterback, then the bar is raised for what we need to get out of Trevor Lawrence. There's already C.J. Stroud, who we expect to be really good. The Texans happen to stink this year. But if we have multiple high-level quarterbacks, then average play ain't going to cut it. We need the Trevor we've seen the last few games to continue to stick around for him to maintain in Jacksonville. Arrington gets the handoff. Didn't look that fast getting it, though. Nice block. Bigsby with a good run. Empty for Trevor on first down. Looks deep. Caught by Arrington. That's a touchdown. This offense is clicking. Arrington's playing well. We got Thomas making plays, and the running game is complementing it. I'm impressed even with the offensive line. What a turnaround for the Jaguars. The quarterbacks trade interceptions here in the second quarter. Jaguars put together another drive. They cap it off with a Tank Bigsby touchdown and a 21-3 advantage. This passing game is putting up some impressive production. Getting into this second half possession, Jags up 15 and driving with Bigsby not finding much space against a good run defense. Only 54 yards on 14 carries. But Trevor Lawrence has been pretty great. Tough attempt there by Arrington. Cannot make the catch. Carolina hoping to stay in this. And Josh Hines-Allen ends their next drive with a 3-and-out. Easily 15 yards. Jags in the red zone again. And they go up by 3 possessions. Josh Hines-Allen with another sack. A multi-sack day. Panthers now in desperation mode, having to go forward on 4th downs. They finally put one together, and they do get within 11. We then miss a 55-yard field goal. That door is cracked open right now for the Panthers. Bryce Young spins out of danger, looks to take off, and has the first, and a lot more to the 37. Fakes the Chuba Hubbard and finds the open receiver. That's McCole Hardman. Not sure if they'd be willing to kick a field goal here to go down 8. So 3rd and 7. Young, open, too easy. He stepped out though. DJ Chark. Carolina 1.5 yards out. And they will get in. A touchdown throw from Bryce Young. That's the tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. And trying to make it a 3-point game. Young has them caught. 24-21 ball game. Nick Westbrook-Akine. Jags need a good drive here. And they'll start by throwing to ETN, getting 8. Quick screen. They're all over Arrington, who makes his 8th grab. Has 125 yards in the game. A critical 2 yards with this offensive line. No way! Derek Brown just took out his Auburn teammate Tank Bigsby. It wasn't even a contest. I can't think of a worse matchup than Ezra Cleveland versus Derek Brown. That's pure power against pure athleticism. All right, Bigsby and Brown didn't have any Auburn overlap, but they did both go to Auburn. Bigsby showed up the year after Derek Brown was taken in the 1st round. Bryce Young over the middle. League it to the 35. Was watching a clip with him talking to Amon-Ra St. Brown and Equanimous St. Brown, talking about how he was eating raccoon for Thanksgiving. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Makes the catch there at the 44-yard line. Inside run with Chuba. And that's going to take them inside 3 minutes. And the Panthers are in the driver's seat now. I mean, how do we keep putting ourselves in this exact situation? Doesn't matter what happens in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd quarters. 4th quarter is the same every time. Young, it's caught! Come on, Tyson Campbell. How do you get mossed like that by McCole Hardman? 2 minutes to go in the game. They'll get 1 snap off before the warning. Chuba Hubbard. Gain of 9. I think Lee gets lined up off sides. I mean, look where he is down here. Anyway, a run. A big run, too, getting the 1st down. 1:20 on the clock. Young feels the pressure. He's out. Throws it away. I've noticed quarterbacks in this game, in some occasions, really good at avoiding pressure. Leggett versus J.D. Short there at the bottom. Great matchup with Young hitting Mo Alley-Cox. Gain of 2. Now, it won't be, no, don't tell me Trayvon Walker's hurt. Doesn't appear serious, but he's not in there now. But it's not 4-down territory in this spot. Keep him from getting inside the 5 now. 4 on the rush. Pressure on Young. What a play. That's Tui Pelotu. That's how vital it can be to have that third pass rusher and not just rely on two guys. That's going to bring on the field goal team now with a minute and change left, and this game is tied up. What are we going to do now with the game on the line? Finishing games in the fourth quarter isn't really our thing. Walker Little is now injured. Oh, and that's not good. He's going into the locker room. I was trying to put Travis Etienne back in for all the snaps. He is also apparently hurt. Wow, this list is way too long. It also said that Arrington's out. So, down a running back, a receiver, a left tackle, starting center. Underneath, Curtis Easley's out there, though, the rookie tight end. 3rd and 2. Trevor has time. Looking deep downfield. That's knocked away from Brian Thomas. J.C. Horn will get it back for the Panthers. This punt is a good one. Carolina, 38 seconds to get in field goal range, but they have all of their timeouts. And Bryce Young has looked really good with the game on the line. I don't know if Trayvon Walker is back in the game. It doesn't appear that way. So Josh Hines-Allen's out there, and the dump off is complete. But Carolina not going far. They're content taking this to yet another overtime. This is ridiculous. It's become the early theme of the series. As Chuba Hubbard doesn't break our hearts here. We're going to overtime for the 4th game of the season. We have played 7. Guys, I'm trying to shorten the length of my seasons, not increase. I mean, we're playing bonus football in most of our games. We've lost them all, too. I'm not particularly enjoying this. And the Panthers win the toss. I knew they were going to. Would have been the easiest call of all time. Handoff, Chuba Hubbard. Big hole up the middle. 1st down. That's McCole Hardman in motion. I don't trust this. Screen. Hubbard. 1st down. I'm sorry, gain of 5. All these lines on the field are confusing me. Is this a run or pass for Carolina? Hubbard, the running back. They run it. And got it. And more. What an effort out of Chuba Hubbard. I do think without Trayvon Walker, that takes away just so much from this defense. We're missing him right now. Hines-Allen on the pressure, and Bryce is just a step quicker. Gets the 1st. Again, Carolina has 3rd and less than 1. Can we make a play and get the football back? They will not make the stop. Chuba Hubbard to the 15. Hands off Hubbard. They're not really having Young do much on this possession. They're basically running the clock down, so even if they only get a field goal, we have to have a little more urgency. But now 3rd down, it's going to be on Bryce Young's shoulders. Here we go. Play of the day. Young, intercepted! And he's going to go down the sideline. That's J.D. Short. It's going to be a walk-off pick 6. What a way to win it. The rookie's 1st career interception. 1st career touchdown. We avoid losing our 4th straight overtime game. And he had Shark. Threw it behind him. What a break for the Jaguars. Unbelievable finish. You know Nate Bell loves that one. I can't believe it. Wow. The Jaguars moved to 4-3 in the most unlikely of ways. What a start to the franchise, man. Of course, I want to see these rookies play a huge role on this team. Arrington looks like our best receiver. Our tight end's been productive. And our first pick of this series showed you why I had to make him that pick. We finally won an overtime game, and we're going to be 4-3 heading into the trade deadline. How does this impact the rest of this first season? 4-3 teams are not typically sellers. If you want to see what happens next, you better make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you want to hit the bell for notifications, that is also an option. And please, if you enjoyed the episode, drop a like on the video. Would much appreciate it. This is already a pretty fun start to the franchise, and who knows what could be awaiting us. At 4-3, we're going to end this episode feeling pretty good about the shape of this team. But maybe now we don't trade away as many players as I had anticipated. Let's take a look at our numbers. First off, the team stats. We have developed a pretty good running game. Top 10 with this offensive line. I am not mad at that. Defense improved today in terms of points and rushing yards allowed. Trevor Lawrence, 16 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. This offensive line has given us a top 10 running game to this point, and we've only taken 11 sacks while battling through a lot of injuries. That doesn't seem as catastrophic as I thought it would be. Lawrence is playing well. ETN definitely in a much better spot than Tank Bigsby behind this offensive line. So I think ETN, especially with this being a 4-3 team now, we get him more of the carries next episode, and it doesn't look like we're trading him. So let's see how much success he can have and consider possibly re-signing. And even if I re-sign him just to trade him down the road, it's better than letting him walk. We can afford to bring him back. He wants to come back. That seems to make the most sense. Christian Kirk, I don't see us re-signing him. He's currently our leading receiver in terms of catches and yards. Eli Arrington, 7 touchdowns already. We don't know his development yet, but I know he's playing like a superstar, and he should be developing early next episode. His morale's in a good spot. I mean, he just got +4 from that week alone, reaching milestones and winning on the road. So morale is turning around for our Jaguars. Here's Arrington's box scores to this point. He's caught touchdowns in all but 2 games this year, has 2 multi-touchdown games, and now is coming off his first 100-yard performance. Curtis Easley today in the 5 games, 183 yards, 2 touchdowns. I just don't think he's going to get elite production as a rookie. And on defense, Devin Lloyd leads us in tackles along with TFLs with Daquan Jones. 6.5 sacks for Josh Hines-Allen, 5 for Trayvon Walker. And then we have 3 players already with 2 interceptions. But the biggest interception is, of course, the 94-yard pick 6 for J.D. Short. I don't know if he'll win Rookie of the Year, but that play gives him a fighting chance. Next time, we get the Raiders' first-round quarterback. We'll get a look at him. And then division games are coming against all 3 opponents. And we are right in the thick of a tight AFC South. That will end today's episode. I hope you all enjoyed this one. And we did take a big bite out of the schedule today. I like getting to the trade deadline here, but I don't think now we're going to make any moves at the deadline. But leave your thoughts down below. Let me know what you're thinking of the first few episodes in this series. If you think that this is so far a solid pace or not. Please, again, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and more Jaguars franchise will be coming your way soon. Have a great day, everybody.